Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. And to know what's today's video, just sit still and keep on watching.
Everybody, we have baby alive here, baby Easy with her pet cat, and today we're gonna be reading a story to her. We have this very cute Cinderella bread princess. It has all the princesses stories in them, and let's see how that works. Take baby Easy from her stroller. Look at her. Now this one. Let's turn her bed on.
Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Elsa. Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Elsa. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind little girl named Cinderella. Once upon a time, in a cottage deep in the forest, there lived a little sleeping beauty named Gabriella. Once upon a time, down in New Orleans, there lived a pretty little girl named Tiana. Once upon a time, in an undersea kingdom, there lived a little mermaid named Ariel. Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Val. Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Val. Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Val. Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Val. Val loved reading stories about adventures in faraway places and dreamed of having adventures of her own. One day, Val wandered into the forest to see if she could find a real dragon the one she read about. Fishing into the trees, Belle saw Gaston, the village bully, trying to trap an ugly-looking lizard with a stick, while 3 little girls cheered him.
Hey, 248, I can remember her.
Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Belle. Belle loved reading stories about adventures in faraway places and dreamed of having adventures of her own. One day, Belle wandered into the forest to see if she could find a real dragon like the one she read about. As she came through the trees, Belle saw Gaston, the village bully, trying to trap an ugly-looking lizard with a stick, while 3 little girls cheered him on. Without thinking, she ran over and snatched up the lizard. "Stop it, Gaston," she scolded. "You're scaring him." The little girls fell silent, and Gaston said, "You give that back. I've found the ugly thing, and he's mine to do whatever I want with." "Who cares if he's ugly?" Belle replied. "He's still nice, aren't you, little lizard?" The lizard gave Belle a relieved smile, and with that, she walked back home with her new friend. As it turned out, Belle did find an adventure of her own, and even saved a dragon. The end. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind little girl named Cinderella. Every morning, a little bluebird would sing a happy song to wake her. But one morning, when the bluebird came, she did not sing her happy song. Instead, she sounded frightened. The bluebird flew away, and Cinderella ran out of her house to follow. Soon Cinderella saw why the bird was afraid. Up in a tree, the bluebird had a nest full of baby birds, and down on the ground prowled a hungry-looking cat. Cinderella had an idea. She ran back to her house and poured a bowl of fresh milk. Then she went back to the tree and started to call the cat. The cat smelled the milk and ran to her side, purring loudly. Cinderella led the cat away from the tree and set the milk down for it to drink. The next morning, the bluebird came and sung its happy song. And after she got up, Cinderella found her new cat friend, patiently waiting for a bowl of milk. The end. Once upon a time, in a cottage deep in the forest, there lived a little sleeping beauty named Aurora. Now, she didn't know this was her name because her 3 sweet aunts called her Briar Rose. You see, Aurora was really a princess. When she was just a baby, her parents invited everyone in the kingdom to give their new daughter a gift. Everyone, that is, except the mean sorceress, Maleficent. On the special day, the 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, came to bestow their gifts. Flora and Fauna gave her the gifts of beauty and song. But before Merryweather could give her gift, Maleficent appeared. Angry that she'd not been invited, she put a curse on Aurora and disappeared. Merryweather still had her gift to give, and promised that someday pure love would break Maleficent's curse. The 3 good fairies took Aurora deep into the forest to raise her, and so that Maleficent would never find her, they called her Briar Rose. The end. Once upon a time, down in New Orleans, there lived a pretty little girl named Tiana, who loved to cook with her daddy. She dreamed of one day owning a restaurant that would bring people together. Tiana's daddy taught her that making a dream come true takes hard work. So whenever she got the chance, Tiana practiced making gumbo. One day, she and her daddy realized they were missing one very important gumbo ingredient, the hot sauce. "What should we do, Tiana?" asked her daddy. Suddenly, she had an idea. "Dad, if we invite some friends over to eat the gumbo, maybe one of them would have hot sauce." "Tiana, that's it," her daddy said. "Go on now and make some invitations." Tiana ran and invited several friends, and sure enough, one of them had the hot sauce they needed to make the perfect gumbo. That night after their friends left, Tiana said, "Daddy, good food really does bring people together." The end. Once upon a time, in an undersea kingdom, there lived a little mermaid named Ariel. Ariel wanted to be part of the human world, but her father had forbidden it. One night, Ariel dreamt she swam up to the surface and found a beautiful beach. She wished she could be walking on the sand, and suddenly she realized she was, on a pair of real human legs. "This is fantastic," she said. She ran along the shoreline, dancing as she went. At that moment, she felt Sebastian the crab pulling on her toe. Wake up," he said. Ariel looked down, and the dream melted away. It wasn't Sebastian at all. It was her friend Flounder, tugging on her tail. "Come on," he said. "I found a new shipwreck." As Flounder swam away, Ariel thought, "I just gotta find a way to be part of the human world." With this wish in her heart, she followed her little friend on their next adventure. The end.
Okay, so the bed done or finished telling story to Baby Alive, Izzy and Sophia, and Frozen, Elsa, and Strawberry Shortcake. Now, did you enjoy that story too? Let us know in the comments below. And they are now ready to sleep. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Once upon a time, in a little town, there lived a young girl named Belle. Belle loved reading stories about adventures in faraway places.